The Underhive is a vast and sprawling landscape of tunnels, spires, lakes, hab units, and more. It is a place where millions of humans live and work and eventually die. It is also inhabited by enormous and enormously dangerous flora and fauna. It is both depressing whilst also full of opportunity for the right people, and sometimes for the wrong people. So join me on this journey into the Underhive in part 2 of my Necromunda Summer Dominion campaign report series, this time on JD in the Sump Sea. Welcome back to JD in the Sump Sea. I'm Jay, and today I'm talking about the latest campaign that I'm running at the newest game store in town, oldguardgames. It's been 2 weeks, and there's been a lot of activity. And if Necromunda is your thing, and you like terrain, kit bashing, painting, modeling, lore, and rules discussions about Necromunda, then pull out your Warhammer and make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and make sure you hit the black bell icon so that you don't miss a single video of ours. Week 1 went really well. We had 12 people show up to play in my new campaign. It's a Dominion campaign, so I came up with 18 territories that could be fought over, hoping that would be enough, and I think after week 2, 18 territories should be good. After week 1, 5 territories had been captured. 5 of the 6 games had definitive outcomes, whereas 1 game was a tie. I printed out a large map of Hive Primus with the territories listed on it and posted it in the store. After each week, we pin up the names of the people who won the territory next to the territory on the map. Here are the results from week 1. Mike A was running Chaos Helot Cultists and won the Rogue Dock shop from Chuck. Nathan Z was running Goliaths, the Butcher Gang, and won the Fighting Pit from Mike P. Paul K was running Orlocks, also known as the Sump Sluggers Local 494, and they won the Sludge Sea territory from Benjamin. Chris T was running his Eschers, the Syphilis Sarahs, and they won the Synth Still territory from Ty. Braden's Cawdor won the Double D Saloon from Dale, and Ben S played Jacob P in the only draw of the week. I wasn't at the store for week 2 since I was on vacation, but I reviewed the results cards that were submitted to Dale, and it looked like we had another 6 games. After week 2, 6 more territories had been claimed, no ties this week. What was great about this week was we had some new people show up, and we now have a total of 14 players, not including myself, in the campaign. The 6 games for week 2 started off with Mike A winning a game against Paul K for the Golden Spider. Nathan Z played Ty for the Prometheum Cache and won. Chris T beat Chuck for the Tech Bazaar territory. Braden played and beat Ben S for the Refuse Drift. Benjamin C played Dale for the Port of Rust and won. And Jacob A played Banjo and won the Collapsed Dome territory. We have 1 more week of the occupation phase, so 1 more week when people can grab territories. We have 7 more territories up for grabs. As long as no more than 14 people show up this week, we should be fine. If necessary, I will add some new territories to fight over. I only used 1 of each gang-specific territory from the core rulebook, and I created new territories to add to the ones listed there. So there are more gang-specific territories I can draw from, if necessary. Week 3 is coming up, and will be the last week of the occupation phase. Then comes week 4, or downtime week. This week will feature multiplayer games, and will be mostly 4-player games. I'll have these games already planned out and will not be for territories, but experience and credits could possibly be earned as normal. These games are optional, so I recommend that the players don't play in these games if their gangs are hurting badly, since these are still games of Necromunda, and their fighters can get injured or killed or captured, just like in a regular game. After the Week 4 downtime games are complete, each player's fighters that are in recovery will come out of recovery, and each player will get 250 credits to use as they will. They can go to the trading post, recruit new gangers, hangers-on, brutes, etc. Looking at the results from the first 2 weeks, you can see that the people who won in Week 1 won again in Week 2, and there is an appearance that some people may be pulling ahead of the pack. While this can and does happen in Necromunda campaigns, there are some balancing factors I've included in this campaign. In this campaign, I've included the use of allies, underdog scenarios, house favors, and there are 5 triumphs, so at this stage in the campaign, it's a good idea to try and pick a triumph or 2 to go for. Maybe going for the Dominator, who is the one with the most territories, is not something that is accomplishable for someone with only a settlement, and maybe the Slaughterer triumph is the one they should be focusing on. Also at this stage in the campaign, there are still 5 more weeks to determine triumphs, so anything can happen. The takeover phase that starts in week 5 will have players challenging other players for territories that those players have control of, and because this is a dice game, even an underdog could have things go right and beat the player with the highest wealth in most territories. I'm very much looking forward to the downtime games, since they'll have some special flavor that ties into the lore of the campaign. While everyone else in the Necromunda world seems to be focused on Hive Secundus, there is a rising threat in Hive Primus, one that hasn't been seen for many decades. Can the gangs fighting it out in this Dominion campaign carve out a space for them that's safe in Hive Primus? Or will humanity's eternal enemies, the mutant, the heretic, and worse, cause too many issues? Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the answer. But that's all I have for you this time. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.